gotten any new volunteers where we are.
Right.
And then do...
So volunteer status.
Sort of,
it's kind of volunteer status.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then do like a community outreach program check-in just to make sure programs are as intended. If Spark's happening that week, who's going to be at Spark? If we're going to be somewhere else, where's that going to be? Who's going to be there?
Right.
That sort of a thing. And then maybe just like even a financial check-in if there's anything new to update.
Okay.
Where's your badges?
Can I go grab mine? It's in my car.
That sounds good.
Gosh.
I don't have a badge.
You don't,
No, she wasn't here.
what's your color?
Colored.
What level are you?
I have no idea what has been decided for me.
How many hours have you served there? She doesn't have a badge.
Nope. I have been working.
For a living?
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, for undeading.
Yeah.
You've been working for the undead, aka college students. If that scans and prints in color,
Yes.
awesome.
Yes, it's laser and everything. It's not inkjet, it's laser. So.
Looks like you're gonna have a little bit before we're ready to start. So.
No, I'm starting.
Oh, then in that case, I'll wait until after the meeting.
Okay. Because we're a few minutes late here.
You're always late.
What? We shouldn't be.
What are you, the white rabbit?
Where's my screen? Why isn't it? Why can't? Oh, did he mirror the screens? He didn't.
Oh, I think he did. So because we wanted to see ourselves.
Okay.
Which was very entertaining the first week playing with the.
Okay.
He did that.
All right. All right. And I knew a lot of things would change while I was away, so I'll just
It
wasn't my
was
fault.
easier
smile
for
and
us.
move on. Right? Remember, for drumming, if you make a mistake, just smile and move on. All right, we are now, as far as I know, streaming. Right? It says we're streaming.
Yes.
I got to get the other TV set. Like, I don't know why you guys have it clear up here. It should be back there because the GM can't. I'm
It
not
was
sure.
put there and we didn't want to move it, apparently.
Yeah, it should be on the other table. It shouldn't be on the.
Oh, I remember when we got the TV. It was like right before we started. We just set it down and started.
And you just didn't move its ends.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, we should now be live here on RPG Research. I'm back from a 26-day tour in 8 western U.S. states. Whew, that was an adventure unto itself. And today, so the first part of this is our administrative meeting, and Brooke and I and everybody else here will cover quick administrative stuff, quick update on where we're at with volunteers, where we're at on fundraising and outreach, our programs, etc. We do that for about half an hour or so, the first meeting, 20 to 30 minutes. And then that way, when we're done, Brooke can either hang out or move on if, she has other things she wants to do. And then we will transition to our RPG training segment. And so today we're going to be covering, and we'll be doing it over several sessions. Been wanting to do this for a while. Robin's Laws of Good Game Mastering.
Does it have anything to do with your name?
Nope, has nothing to do with me. It has to do with a person named Robin D. Laws, sorry. So it's a pun. It's a little 32-page booklet. This is through Steve Jackson Games. I believe it's 2001, and it has some good. It has some nice ideas and is great for discussion. And so we're going to literally just go through it and talk about it, and we're going to talk about the points it brings up, many of which we have covered already. Now I just started reading it today. I have not I've had this for a while, and I'm just about 11 pages ahead, which is plenty, because there's a lot of material covered in a very short amount. And remember, I have a book coming out at the end of December, RPG Professional's Handbook. So many of the topics covered lightly here are covered in much more depth there and specific to each profession, whether you're a role-playing gamer being paid to run role-playing games just in a recreational setting, or you're a role-playing gamer or game master being paid to do it in an entertainment setting like a broadcast or a theater or something, or you're doing it in an educational setting using role-playing games as a teaching modality, or you're using it in a therapeutic setting, helping various populations reach their therapeutic goals. So that book goes into much more depth. But a lot of the topics are touched on here, and I think this is a great thing to discuss, and it brings in a lot. It brings in player archetypes and such. He calls them player types, but then later on uses the word archetype, which Riley is one of our player archetype specialists and such. And then of course, Lillian's one of our game master trainees, and John's one of our game master trainers. And Brandon, I wasn't really clear which role. I was thinking RPG advocate at this stage. Is that what you were thinking for now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Brandon had just joined us. He is a brand new volunteer. We met in person. We've been back and forth online for a little while, but we met in person during the tour when I was in Tucson, Arizona, just this past week. And he has joined as a brand new volunteer. Everybody, welcome Brandon. Yay! So, welcome aboard. And you're an anthropology student down there at U of A, right?
Yes, I'm an anthropology major and a special education and rehabilitation minor.
Cool. Excellent. And Brooke is also remoting in, though she's here in Spokane, she's remoting in. And she is our volunteer coordinator and director of fundraising and vice chair of the board. So,
Her official title is Ann.
So Brooke, let's go ahead and cover your topics so that we don't keep you waiting too long with your busy schedule. Did we lose Brooke?
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, she's there.
Okay.
So number one was to welcome our new volunteer. So done.
There.
We did that. Do I need to run a background check?
Not right away. As an RPG advocate at where he is remotely, he's not going to come up to sensitive data anytime soon. So if it gets to a point where if he's going to run a program that represents us down there, or if we have to give him access to more sensitive data, then we'll need to run the background check. But for now, I don't think that's necessary.
I think we lost you.
Yeah.
Did we lose you?
Network
Did we lose our?
problem.
Oh, come on.
Reconnecting. Yep.
Can we turn in a little more so you can see?
I think that was Jitsi. Oh no, was that Brooke? Was it everybody? Did we lose-
Well,
Both of them are gone.
Yeah.
So try to just refresh.
I can't because the TV's. Is that the
There,
refresh?
that's it.
Yeah, the TV's way wrong place.
We may want to fix the holes in our background at some point, not
Yeah,
today.
up there with the
Yeah.
green screen.
It's just angled. You there?
Getting a lot of rubber banding here.
Oh, great. Is that Jitsi? So this is part of why Jitsi's been kind of
Are
a
you guys
problem.
back?
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I forgot what I was just saying now. Oh, background check. Yeah, he won't need a background check as just an advocate at the moment, unless we need him to get access to either sensitive data or he works with any protected populations. So maybe down the road, but at the moment I don't think so.
Okay. I still need to know who all I do need to run background checks on.
Okay. Let's kind of go down the list
So
then. Do you have the list of names?
Okay. Because I've only run Katie, Omar, and Lillian.
Okay, what about John?
I haven't done one for John.
Oh.
Didn't we get the background check?
Well,
with
yeah,
the-
we did it through both MDA and through MDA.
Well, we also did it through the registration. Direct therapy registration required the background check.
Oh, right, because he's a registered recreational therapist. It's so. What do you think we should do on that, Brooke? If somebody already has a requirement for a background check, we'll probably still have to run it, don't we, for our own due diligence?
Well, yeah, and if we're gonna do them yearly, then probably, I mean, we could probably wait for John until the next round.
Are we doing them yearly or every other year?
I'm at the 2-year point anyways.
Probably, it should be yearly.
Oh, okay. All right. That's gonna add up fast.
Well, I can give you my background check from the library. I just got
No,
that.
I think it's because we have to have our own records. We have to be able to say yes, we have this information ourselves.
Okay.
Right, Brooke.
Well, I mean, for John, because you ran one that would have been a year ago then.
Right, last year with
If it was for
MDA,
MDA.
and then
so-
also for him to become a registered recreational therapist, he had to pass one at the state. and now
Right.
he just did one through the library.
Do you know, John? Do you know which programs they use to run those?
I can find out for you which one we did for the library, but I can't tell you what we used for anything else because I don't know the names of the programs they use. It's the Department of Health
Yeah.
for the first one. MDA, you would have a better idea of knowing what they use than I would.
Yeah.
And I don't have my library stuff with me, so I can't pull off my because they gave me a receipt showing that it was pulled,
Okay.
Oh.
and I have
Okay.
no background.
Because if it had been verified volunteers, you would be in the system, so we could utilize that. But they would have
didn't-
sent it
no,
to
they did
you
not
to
use-
probably do yourself.
Yeah, they did
So
not
it
use.
Probably wasn't.
Yeah, they did not use verified volunteers. It was the state ran its own programs. So,
Yeah.
and you weren't using verified volunteers in MDA at that point,
No.
so it would not be that.
Green tea.
Okay, thank you very much.
Have a good night, guys.
That was Katie.
For those of you who couldn't see her,
Yeah. Okay, so we should probably schedule and budget doing that for. Excuse me, for John.
what is the purpose of an annual or biannual? Is this
It's in case you've offended during the interim. It's about protecting ourselves and our clients.
right?
Right. First of all, our clients, making sure that you don't have a violent or sexual offender record.
What is the industry standard?
I thought it was every 2 years. What's that?
I've heard year. It was year at MDA. I had to go through a yearly background check.
Huh. All right. Well, I'm fine as long as we can budget for it.
Yeah,
We're-
that's my only.
That's
concern with that
basically because it's about $50. Is it the same price on a recheck as a new check?
Yeah, if we do the full, we could probably get away with doing the not as in-depth check because the in-depth one does the past 7 years, so we wouldn't need
Okay.
to redo that.
Right. Yeah. We
Um,
just want to do the past
But
year.
it would also probably, the focus would be with people who are dealing with children.
Right.
Is why we did it annually.
Yeah, and not just children, any protected population, because we work with people with disabilities, so any protected population is why we need to be careful. So yeah, it need to be annual, which is going to pretty much eat up all of our donations,
Yeah,
our
quickly.
monthly donations. Is it so? It's 50 for the full check. Was it what? What was it? 30 something for the annual, the shorter check. Do you remember?
What was that?
The shorter the shorter check. How much did that cost? Did we lose her?
I'm sorry, it got really garbly.
Oh goodness gracious! This is why.
The difference is like $20 and $40.
Okay, yeah. So we would do once they pass their initial check, then the annual rechecks we should do the lesser version because there's no need to go back further if we've
Right.
already done it. So
It's just redundant work.
yeah, and that'll not eat into our donation operations as much. Okay, so let's do that with John. We'll have to do an initial check just because we haven't.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and schedule that, and then annually after that, once I get finished getting the back office, everybody's access to the back office, we'll start setting up notifiers that say, hey, have you run a background check on this person? They're coming up on their annual due date and such, and we'll get.
And verified volunteers will tell us that.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
Okay, so John definitely needs it. Riley, because he's at Spark Central, is going to need it.
Dang it.
Okay.
So we need him to do that. It's not that bad.
I know.
It's not that bad. And you said we've already run Lillian. What about Dan? Because he GMs.
I haven't done one for Dan.
Okay, so let's get Dan on the to-do list.
Does he need, he needs the full one then?
He
because
does.
He'll be in the community.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Spark Central. Yep. Who else is currently active for that? Danielle will wait till
You?
she. Me? Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. We'll run it on me.
I mean, what? Okay, it's out there, but brain, the fiance, Spark
Katie.
Central.
Oh yeah, Katie.
Katie's
Well,
doing
Katie already
Spark
did,
Central.
right? She already passed.
Katie, we did.
Yeah,
Yep.
before she
Okay.
jammed, like the day before she got it done.
Okay, so
Because she runs something.
Brad?
Brad, yep. Though he's an EMT
Do you
and
want
everything,
me?
yeah, but if,
Yeah.
if we're not,
Do you want me to wait on Brad?
Yeah.
but let's. Yeah, Brad's not currently active, but the next time we think he's available, let's get him taken care of.
Okay.
He's been swamped with work, so we haven't heard from him in a while. I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Haven't heard from him since the fires.
and when Danielle comes back,
And Danielle, she'll have to do it too.
right? So
Same thing with Jacob.
I don't know if it makes a difference, but financially speaking, is it better to do the re-ups? Is it better to do it on the anniversary of when we did the first one, or do we group them all up and every November we do?
No,
50?
no. It'd be better to stagger them out.
Okay.
Oh yeah, doing them all in 1 month would just no.
Okay.
Yeah, just do it on their and also just for bookkeeping, it's better if it's on their anniversary. It'll be easier to set up triggers because
Okay.
verified volunteers will alert us, and that'll be easier to track.
Okay.
Let's see who else. We're holding off on our Twitch players, but at some point I did want us to run that on them as well. They did agree to it when they came on board
Right.
Okay.
because
They're a public
they're
representation.
figures. Yeah, exactly. We don't want to find out a year into the show that we've got an offender on the show or something. That's the last
Looking at
thing
you.
we need.
Yes.
No, you already passed. So you
Yeah,
can
that's so good.
So at some point we need to go with the players as well on Twitch, which would be Andy and Adam and
Joe.
Joe. Yep, Joe.
He's an actor. He might be tough.
He's not just an actor; he's an improv comic. That's really trouble. No. We don't have to worry about Bill at this point since he stepped out. And I think that's everybody that isn't already on the list there. So yeah, and then we already took care of Omar. Did we take care of Eric yet?
Okay.
Did we?
Yep.
We did take care of
No,
Eric.
I haven't done Eric.
Okay, so we gotta take care of Eric because he's gonna have sensitive data access, and he's here in Spokane. And then if Angela had no, it's just not.
So, what do you need? Social security cards?
It's a form you fill out.
Right. I mean, what data? You need
Yeah,
date
we're
of birth,
supposed to have your
security number?
driver's license and your social security card, a photocopy of or whatever. But
Right.
just, you get an email request, you just fill it out online, and we pay for it. But
Yeah.
you fill it out. That way we're not bogged down doing it ourselves. So yes, Eric needs to have his done because he'll have access to sensitive research data. And then
Does he have
Angela, what's that?
Does Eric have an RPG research email?
Yes, it's Eric with a
Okay.
K, ERIK at rpgresearch.com.
Okay. Perfect.
And we just set up Brandon's email. It's bwroan, ROAN, at rpgresearch.com, so you can send him the verified volunteers invite for that. bwroan at rpgresearch.com. Everybody got that? You can all spam him now. His brand new email address. You get spam already.
Okay.
Better check it
Oh,
off.
dear.
We'll hold off on Angela till we know what her fate is. So she had just onboarded, and then she was in North Carolina when
Okay.
the hurricane hit, and her house may very well be, destroyed. So
We
I haven't
should
heard
pay
back
her
from her
just for
since.
a health
Yeah,
check.
we need to check in on how she's doing. But we have not heard back from her since the hurricane, so I hope she's okay. She was evacuating last I heard. But once she's back on her feet, then we'll worry about the background check then. And then I've got a queue of 20 or 30 other applicants that this Wednesday I'll be starting to pound through now that I'm back in town for all different positions, including Twitch real-time artists, which we really need. So, okay, does that cover your question on that particular topic, Brooke?
Yes. Yep.
Good.
That
Alright.
is wonderful.
Okay.
And then I don't have any updates for any of the financial stuff at this time.
Okay,
So,
hang on just a second. I have a visual illustration. Be right back.
Oh, okay. So for the characters, is it Adventure League rules in terms of extra books?
No,
Okay.
it's a one shot.
Okay. So
Yeah, but, I mean, it's an Adventure League
Yeah.
module. It's completely legal for Adventure League. If you're planning on using your character outside this module, then you may have to do that. But I don't know that how far we're going to get past the
intro part.
intro part,
Okay.
which is the whole point of it, anyways.
Ooh.
Donation jar from the road trip.
There's $1 in it.
Heck yeah.
All right. So Brooke, one of these people, I don't know yet if we want his name public or not, so I'll just tell you his location. We'll talk offline. So the day I left, I had accidentally left my backpack back at City Glass here in Spokane, who did the back window on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
That back window was like $110 or something. And they also added that little bar for free. They're really nice. But I left my backpack there. So the day I left, I swung by to pick it up. And they kindly, City Glass gave us a check, which I need to get deposited. Oh boy, I better make sure it's still, it's been gone a month, for $100.
Nice.
Which was almost the cost of the whole window and everything anyway. So that was very nice of City Glass. Thank you very much. And then when I was on the road, and I documented it in the stream somewhere, so I went down to Pullman and, what's right next to Pullman?
Moscow?
Moscow, yeah. And then I was heading towards Walla Walla, and somewhere at a gas station just off the freeway, there's nothing else but a gas station out there. Somebody saw the bus and came up and started talking and gave a brochure and was very excited. And donated $13. Woohoo! Thank you very much, person who had no idea who you are, for the $13. But that was rare. So that was the first day. I was like, wow, hope the day keeps going on like that.
Yeah, if you could do that every single day you were gone,
It would have
it'd
been
be
great.
good.
Yeah. The next donation was when I was in Orem, Utah, a few days ago, from the person I was talking to
You
there.
got pizza.
I know people like, well, but those don't count
Don't
as
count.
RPC research donations and stuff, right? And we did get a few new Patreon supporters because of this trip. We know that, and we got a new volunteer, Brandon. Yay! And we have some great network contacts at different locations, and lots of benefits are going to come long term from the trip because of all the wonderful people we met. But we're just talking about the donations right now. So the person in Orem, and I'm going to triple check the count here, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80. So $280 he donated. That was very nice. That beats previously our single best fundraising event was the drum circle facilitation workshops where we were training people to facilitate drum circles. And that we raised, I think it was $187 in a 2-hour workshop. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was like, wow, we should do more of these, and it was specifically to help towards what we were doing. But that beats that as far as I had a 2-hour conversation with him, and that was very nice. And I have to find out if he wants his name listed on it because we have a donor page that if they donate above a certain level, we thank everybody on that page. I have to find out if he
An
wants his name.
anonymous high roller, huh?
What's that?
An anonymous high roller.
Yes, we've actually had a couple of those. We had one that donated $1,000 through PayPal for us to build our role-playing game kits that we use at the community centers. He donated $1,000, but he didn't want his name listed.
And we spent it.
And we used it on exactly those forums to build those kits. So really helped a lot. And so that's the actual cash amounts there, not counting what's come through electronically through PayPal and Patreon. So there's those numbers for you, Brooke.
About 400 total?
So 280, 380,
Awesome.
93.
393, yeah. So
Close to 400.
thanks, folks.
You
I
just
got seven
round
bucks
Somebody give out
up
7 bucks.
twice.
What's that?
You round up twice.
Right.
It's about 400.
The nearest 100.
So does that answer that question?
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Our monthly is right back at where we started before I left because we lost a few people and then actually people lowered their level and then came in. We're still at like $99 a month. Though we had an anomaly because some players jumped on board so they get some points, and we got a lecture that month, and then they unsubscribed after they got their points.
That's evil.
Smart.
We still got the money for the month, so but so last month actually was better. I think it was like 126 or something, but we lost a lot of people from the Patreon kerfuffle last year. We lost about a third of our donors who just won't come back to Patreon, period. And we have PayPal as an option. Somebody did donate $250, but it was specifically earmarked for the bus, and that's not under RPG research, so that's separate. And that will go specifically to the bus. The bus has a lot of repairs still to do, and it will go to that. And that was very kind of him. That's somebody who is already donating under Patreon as well, and has donated very generous. So. Next question or topic, Brooke.
That was, I guess then we just the scheduling for this week. Is there a community program happening this week?
So we had Spark Central last Friday.
Correct.
How did that go?
It went well.
Who attended?
Me and Riley.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one full table with one new player.
Three, and then two of them left after like 15 minutes, but not because they didn't want to do
schedule
it.
conflict, right?
Yeah, Mom says you're going
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that happens all the time in community center,
So one new person.
Okay. Which game did you run?
I'm doing Lost Mines of Fandelver.
Okay.
They requested that I continue.
Okay.
I have spent the last couple days putting a kit together.
Okay.
So every miniature that is used for the rest of Lost Mines of Fandelver is in a box and ready to go.
Nice.
Um,
And he has a lot of miniatures. He has an
Yeah, he
entire
does.
room. An entire room. Just, well, I don't know where they are now at the new house, but it was an entire room.
yeah, they're in boxes right now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's I need to have a party where we sort minis and maps.
Okay.
I got paid in minis.
You paid pizzas. I'm keeping the
Oh,
minis.
okay, that's fine.
I'm keeping the minis. Now I'll do mini trade days. Anybody's
I
got
don't-
miniatures they want to trade? I'll gladly do that.
Well, my group just 3D prints minis, so I don't think you want.
I will
those.
trade for a
You
3D
trade for
print.
okay.
Especially
Oh, I
if
need
you
to
paint
get my
them.
name tag on the bus, don't I? And you don't have one yet, do you?
Nope.
Nope.
I need
See,
to print you one up. Okay. My bad. I'm working on it. I'll get you there.
Yeah. I haven't really been around this week except for
Twitch.
occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, Twitch. Mostly just Twitch.
We'll get you there, though.
she's got this horrible twitch.
Yeah. So for this week, so we have this today, and we're covering good game mastering and Robin's Law is coming up shortly after we finish the administrative part of the meeting, which I will stop the stream and then start the stream, so it's a separate file. And then tomorrow from 9 a.m. to noon is our researchers broadcast. That's where Omar and Eric and any other people interested in deep research discussion and theory discussion can join from 9 a.m. to noon. We'll be right here on twitch.tv/RPG Research. Wednesday is my go through applications and resumes and try to catch up on the huge pile of applications.
You don't have any
And start
actual interviews tomorrow on Wednesday. Just
Right, because I've been on the road, I didn't schedule any interviews, so I will be scheduling interviews. I'll be weeding through all the applications and scheduling interviews. Wednesdays is when I try to do all of the HR stuff, basically, until I have an HR person that can do that.
HR.
Brooke helps a little bit where I say, hey, I'm getting too far behind. Can you send a quick reminder email, let them know that we received their application? And maybe, Brooke, if you could do that with the ones right now that are waiting.
Sure.
Indeed, if you can just say, we've got your application. We'll be going through them Wednesday and be making contact to schedule an appointment and such, or a response one way or the other. So if you could do that under Indeed there. Indeed's getting a little persnickety with me doing the free postings. They're getting really pushy about sponsoring. But I don't really see a lot of point of sponsoring for positions that we're creating that don't exist, right? It's like they want us to sponsor because they're like, oh, you'll get more eyeballs. Like, but these positions don't exist. We're creating this, and it's just not.
You won't
worth
get
the
any more
money.
eyeballs.
We'll get lots of clicks, and it'll be very expensive, but we won't get better candidates. So.
Right.
So I just keep having. What happens is after a few months, they won't let me renew the free posting, and I have to recreate it as a fresh. I have to go through and restart it again, and they're gonna get wise to me sooner or later and stop me. But I'm trying to keep our costs to a minimum. And it's working. We're getting more applicants than I can keep up with, so that's good. I think we're going to far exceed our goal of 20 by the end of the year with how many are. Especially like the tour
How many
and
of
the
those were Dungeon
streams.
Masters?
That's the one that's still a little, but there were quite a few this time. This time around there are quite a few. The tour really triggered a lot of interest on the Game Master side.
Okay.
So there's a fair number. That's the one that's, of course, we need the most and the trickiest to find. And of course, we've been ghosted a few times. We've had people who scheduled an interview and they just no-showed. So, which just boggles my mind. Anybody would just no communication whatsoever. But in this day and age, it's become talk to other employers, and it's become a thing, and it's a cultural shift. But they get put on a list if they ghosted and want to apply later, especially the LLC, which is the paying gigs.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, guess not. You're just gonna ghost people. So, but anyway, that's coming along nicely. So Wednesday I go through all that. So then Thursday is another session. You're running a game session 6 to 9. You're going to be running the new.
I will
No.
Not 6 to 9, because he's going to be.
I'm going to be late.
All right.
So I'm going to give you some documents to hand out.
Okay.
And go over with the players and introduce to each other your characters and explain why you're there.
Okay.
Why you're friends type thing, because you're going to ought to be a group.
I'll make one by then.
I will give you some handouts to go over. That should stall you for the half hour or so that it takes me to get here.
And you're saying you might have a transportation issue, Riley. Which are you coming anywhere near her direction?
I don't know where you're from.
Actually, I'm really good at convincing my
Okay.
dad.
Also,
Right.
it's
I'm
probably.
like the youngest and like the only girl, so it's like, hey, I
Okay.
need something.
All right. You roll that persuade check and win every time. Right. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
She has advantage on it.
Yeah.
And she may pick up Daniel on the way there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
So I will give you some materials that you can play with for the
Okay,
half
but
hour.
tell everybody what that's going to be Thursday that you're going to be running.
Okay, we are going to be running Once in Waterdeep. Not that anybody can see this board.
Shut up.
We don't have
We
the
do not.
head on. Right
But
now.
now it worked. It's
Right
you
there.
can see it.
Perfect. Okay, so Once in Waterdeep, this is available on the Dungeon Masters Guild .com, where you can download the module yourself. If you're one of my players, don't do that. This module is unique, and this is the reason we're running this particular module, in the fact that the players have a setup phase. The classic session 0 is built into the module,
That's interesting.
and we will be discussing the villain, interesting characters, a role-playing challenge, and we have to decide those things before we start.
Cool.
So that will be fun. I've got all the minis, the maps, and everything prepped. I've got a couple more things to prep.
One of these days I should probably share, because I've talked about, we talk about camaraderie as a key part of enhancing the gaming experience. Actually, I better not do this while Brooke is here. Remind me to talk about the Song of Ice and Fire house building
Right.
when we start the next segment. Okay, then Friday is our drop-in and play, but it's not Spark Central this Friday, and I don't know that I'm really ready. After just come back from the road trip, I am beat, and I don't think the trailer is ready for this Friday to do it. But we're going to start doing on Fridays. If we're not at Spark Central, we're going to start doing drop-in and RPG from 4 to 7, just like we did Spark Central, at different locations around the greater Inland Empire. So Spokane, Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene, with the RPG bus and RPG trailer. So that we're on a consistent Friday schedule as our community programs from 4 to 7, drop-in RPG. It is also our Game Master training day. So even if nobody shows up, we will be there to help the Game Master have players, and the Game Master gets to and generally it will be running our set games. So whether it's Lost Mine, D&D 5e with Lost Mines of Phandelver intro box set, or Adventures in Middle Earth with Eves of Mirkwood, or No Thank You Evil with 2 to 3 adventure modules, or what's next? The Star Wars,
Right.
one of the Star Wars starter boxes, or we've got a list of about 10 things that we want all our game masters to work up towards eventually, to offer as a variety, Doctor Who, etc.
I found the missing token.
Oh, nice.
I'm glad you said Star Wars. Found the missing token.
Okay. But our game masters need time to practice in a safe, controlled environment where we're there to advise them, etc., and get the hang of the system. And so, we do some that are here totally internally on Mondays and Thursdays, but then Fridays are where we're kind of putting the training wheels on, but letting them out into the wild a little bit in the community setting. And so that's what we'll be announcing in advance. I'll start setting up a calendar. We already have a calendar that we share publicly, but I'll start setting locations, and it might be like Holmberg Park or Lincoln Park or whatever. Different locations will be in the parking lot there with the bus and the trailer, and then that's where we'll converge on Fridays from 4 to 7. Now we want to be there no later than 3:30, right? Because we want to set up, practice deploying, get ready for game mastering, etc. And then we stop at 7, and then
I think I
pack
got
up
that
and
too
go.
on most of those days.
Yeah, so you should be okay. But we won't do it this Friday, and then so next Friday will be Spark Central again.
Right.
But the Friday after that, we'll start doing the mobile locations for drop-in an RPG, so that every Friday is drop-in an RPG somewhere. Does that sound good? And that'll be chances for you to practice your GMing,
When
right
I'm not
when you're able to.
doing work.
Yes, when
They really like doing things on Fridays for some
do they?
reason. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's a
we're
weird
making you've also got the Mondays and Thursdays
Yeah.
when we have the play days. You can do them too. So I will be saying who's going to GM this Monday, who's going to GM this Thursday, and those will be your opportunities to do that as well.
After he gets back and we have another Thursday game day, we're doing Mutants and Masterminds, and Daniel should be ready to run later.
Okay, cool. After who gets back?
Dan?
Dan. Okay.
Going to Florida.
Dan's going to Florida.
Oh, right.
He's going to,
That's
driving back with his new car and his
Yes,
cat.
yes.
All his books.
All his stuff. Yes, very cool. Okay, and then Saturday is RPG Talk Show from 11 a.m. to noon every Saturday. We'll be resuming that back to every Saturday. I know it was a hit or miss on this road trip. And then Sunday, Twitch from 6 to 9 for Heroes of the Mist. So that is our current plan for this week, Brooke, which is pretty standard.
Wonderful.
Last week was supposed to be our
Community version, I know. We'll have to do some catch up on that. So that's what we have currently planned for this week, Brooke. Do you have suggestions for future weeks or something?
No, I was just thinking to make sure we had people
Yes.
where we
Oh,
were
right.
obligated to be.
So this Friday we're not doing anything, so we don't have to worry about that for this Friday. Who is
Yep.
coming to... So I already know Omar and Eric should be at the research thing tomorrow morning. Is anybody else attending that? Brandon or Lillian or Riley, anybody interested? I mean, usually not, but I'm just putting it out there. John, you're working.
I'm working in
Yep.
School.
Plus, yeah.
So Thursday, who's coming Thursday?
I'll be
Okay.
there late.
Brandon, will you be participating in the Thursday sessions as
Dan
well?
will be there Thursday.
Okay. Brandon?
At this point, I'm not entirely sure. I gotta look at my schedule.
Okay, let us know. And then this Friday we have nothing, but next Friday will be Spark Central. You don't know probably
I can't because
because of work.
my
Okay.
students are like, this is the only day we can do this thing. I'm like, why?
Brandon, do you play 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, I do.
You'll need a first level character. You can always download
okay,
a pre-generated.
If you come on Thursday.
If you show up on Thursday, you'll need a first level character.
Any particular guidelines that you need, or
Legal.
Yeah, Adventures League Legal is the easiest way to go. There's plenty of pre-generated ones that have been posted out.
Can you? So his email is bwroan, BWROAN. Can you send him a links to make it easy for him?
Yep, I'll give him a link to
Right.
my list.
That's the best way to do that.
And
then just keep us notified if you're gonna be able to make it or not.
A-N.
At rpgresearch.com. In case the spammers didn't get it before.
How many people?
Do we have a big enough audience for spammers?
Yeah, I'm like, how many people are watching this stream right now?
Us
That's what
probably.
normally happens.
Yeah. Yeah, the Sunday one we sometimes get, like when we got rated and we get like
Yeah.
60 and stuff. But
That's
yeah, we're still small potatoes. Someday that'll change, hopefully.
I got it.
Oh, ye of little faith.
TV.
What? Who's little faith in you?
You said, oh, I doubt it.
Did I
What?
say that?
You
I have
did.
instincts. Just my natural jerk side coming out.
You know, people aren't naturally jerks. It is a learned skill.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's natural.
Maybe, but eventually
Babies
it's
are
become
born
nature.
100% narcissists and then attempt to unlearn that over time. Just so you know. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily automatically evil. They're just very self-involved and they're born
chaotic.
because it's necessary for survival. Then they have to be taught to unlearn that.
How to
There
share.
we go.
Yes. And role-playing games are
All
great way
right.
to do that. All right, any other topics there for you, Brooke?
No. Do we want to do
Nice.
this
Wow.
again next Monday or on Thursday? Like next Thursday.
So next, whatever's comfortable for you on that. If you want to make it every Monday, that's fine. Or if you want it to be alternating, that's fine.
No, that's fine.
Hello? Did we lose you,
I don't think so.
Brooke?
It says they're both there. You're just ignoring us.
Brooke? You there? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Hello, hello.
I can't hear you.
Oh, come on. Hello.
I
Hello.
can hear you. I don't know, like.
So she needs to
She
refresh.
muted us.
She needs to refresh.
Freshen up.
She can't.
I think I can kick her.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Hopefully it
can.
won't
It's right there.
ban her.
Boop.
And let her rejoin.
Oh.
I hope that doesn't ban her.
Banned for life.
There we go. Can you hear us now, Brooke?
Hi.
Okay, so sometimes you have to refresh because we could hear you the whole time, and he and Brandon could hear us as well. So that was on your end. Anyway, that's up to you. If you would rather be consistently Mondays, I'm fine with that. Or if you're fine alternating, I'm flexible.
Well, let's try Monday so we can have a better gap
Great.
time to.
Yeah, I
check
think
in
that works. I think that works. So Mondays from 6 to 6:30 tentatively. We'll do those updates. Thank you very much. The only other thing I'm trying to think of is, okay, so you're still investigating on the grants. I assume you have no updates since just this last Thursday. We should at some point start talking about, and this is with Lillian as well, a little bit more of an actual marketing plan. We don't really have
Yeah.
anything nailed down, and we need to do that. Now, after all the time I just spent on this road trip fundraising, I'm going to stop putting all my time into fundraising for a while because I really need to get the book done and the book chapter done, and I haven't been able to get a lot of other work done because I've been focusing so much on fundraising. So I'd really hope that Brooke and Lillian can really kind of coordinate on that. I mean, I'll be in the meetings, but if you guys can actually, start to ramp up on that, since that was something you guys indicated an interest. We've got to get our monthly donations up. So, yes, John.
Is he on the RPG? Brandon on the RPG volunteers at Google Groups?
Not yet. I was just onboarding him. This is his first meeting, and I've just barely onboarded him. He is currently on WW2 website. He has an email address, and I sent him a Discord invite. Did you get the Discord invite?
So I'm going to send him a separate invitation.
I did get the Discord invite, but now I'm having trouble with the webmail. Like the server, I guess, went down, and I can't reach.
GoDaddy is flaky, so all you can do is refresh. We're trying to move all of that over to a different server, and I just haven't had a chance. So that particular server, unfortunately, does flake, and I'm trying to move it all. It's been a nightmare. This all goes back. If you look up Spammergate and Dev to Dev, about a year and a half ago on February is when my nightmare began with hosting. Everything was going great for 12 years, and then Spammergate happened, and I have not been able to recover from that. I've not been able to get solid, affordable, reliable hosting since. So I'm split between a shared GoDaddy hosting that's become flaky since May, a dedicated GoDaddy hosting that's working, but it requires all of my work and attention because nobody else has the technical skills to set it up and run it. And servers running here at my house, which I've been setting up for back office and such. So I'm scattered between 3 different hosting locations, which again takes a lot of my time. So I apologize for that. Just all you can do is just refresh on that from time to time. I'm looking to see if you came in. I wanted to give you permissions. Did you connect under Discord? I don't see you. Oh, you just Brand?
I'm in Discord. Yeah, Brand.
You're the Stormtrooper? Okay, because I got to give you some roles so you can be on. So I'll put you on Basic Volunteer. Yeah. Basic Volunteer, Core Team Volunteer. I think that's all you need. Now you should be able to see. You might need to refresh Discord, but on your left you should now see.
Oh, no, yeah, I see.
Okay, good. Now you can hang out in the Volunteers General and see a lot of the other chat rooms and stuff.
I just sent you a link to through your RPG Research email, a link to several pre-generated character sheets. If you can't find one in there, you forgot to open the file.
I have some. I don't have any problem making the characters.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
want to know what guidelines.
Yeah, he wants to know what the restrictions were.
Basically, keep it Adventures League legal, because you're going to have to use point buy. Other than that, I don't care.
Speaking of evil characters.
Yes, you can be evil characters. You will die in the first 10 seconds, but you know that's on you.
So I'll have 2
No, I
characters.
have an idea.
Evil and
I have a
the-
character I've been wanting to play for a while. So
Just keep rolling that 20s.
Cool.
Never die.
Cool. So coordinate that with John. You guys, John's email is john@rpgresearch.com.
Or 20s almost.
I'm sure I'll see it eventually when the
They
server
make
decides to
No,
work.
just
Yeah.
roll the Braille dice. I
Yeah.
just always.
And again, once I get all that moved to the new server, it'll be more reliable. It's been time. Brooke, any other topics?
Nope, that
All
was
right.
all I had for today.
Wonderful.
Should we plan the barbecue sometime before?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
super cold?
No, that's definitely appropriate. So remember we've had multiple requests for us to do like a big company gathering, potluck.
Sure.
The problem is, it wants to be Sundays, and you said that's a Super Bowl football
So the
problem.
2 days that she can do it is this Sunday
Okay.
and November 17th.
I'm in Portland.
Oh, so not this Sunday. So
Okay.
November 17th.
Can't or can?
Can. Those are the days that Seahawks are not playing.
Oh my gosh.
You looked it up.
My
you
parents
follow
follow
it.
it too. That's why I
Okay.
have
November 17th, boy, that's
gonna be cold.
Yep.
Cold barbecue. We should have a bonfire instead.
Yes.
huh.
November
You'd have to
November
have-
11th? Is
Ooh.
that what you mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not quite as far out.
Wait, how did I get?
So cold.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong month. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't mean you all have to be outside. It just means whoever's running the barbecue has to be
That's
outside.
Luckily, I can't cook, so that's fine for me.
Which would be me. But it'd be a potluck, too, so everybody would be bringing whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a
Just bring a bunch
barbecue.
of
It could just
pizzas.
be we all come and hang out and watch funny movies and talk. I mean,
I'll bring my
originally, we
lucky
were going to do it when the weather was nice at like Holmberg and do it there, but it's going
Oh.
to be too late for that.
It's already kind of cold.
Well,
Yeah.
there's real nice down here if you guys wanted to come on.
Out of Tucson, yeah, that's very
Yeah,
nice.
no.
Are you paying for the transportation costs?
So November 11th, you said is the one day. So that gives us at least time to start planning it, because that's things we need enough lead time. Brooke, do you want to take the lead on putting that together? What would be like, since we have Twitch that evening? I
Yeah.
figure we need to do it a few hours before Twitch so that it's still.
Do it during.
No.
We can have the leftovers during Twitch.
Yeah.
So do we want to do it at like
Where
3 o'clock?
where would this be?
Be at my house probably. Probably the only place.
Okay.
I mean, unless you know somewhere has more space, because I can, I host 30, 40 people here, several times a year. So, because the downstairs is a big open rec area, and that's where the barbecue would be, and I could get all the tables.
This could be an interesting broadcast, and half the crew will be drunk.
No, wait. No. Well, that's a question. Are we gonna have alcohol and stuff or not? I generally don't do alcohol events, but
It doesn't matter to me.
yeah, he's
It's
underage
completely
anyway,
irrelevant to you.
so. Brooke,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
What?
About having
About
alcohol.
alcohol?
BYOB. Bring your own beer.
I mean, we could discuss it,
Okay.
but if y'all have to be on the show, then I don't know. Maybe it'd be intriguing to have folks be drinking.
Alcohol beer.
Might improve the role
There
playing.
won't be any drinking on the show. There won't be any drinking on the
We're drinking
show.
off the show every 4.
I'm just talking about the gathering, the company party, whatever we want to call this.
Sure.
The gathering.
I'm pretty sure I have to work that day, but it should be done by noon or 1. So
Okay,
that
so
should
3
be
o'clock is a
possible.
safe time.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's. If I could have you start organizing that, we'll tentatively November 11th, 3 p.m. start organizing. What do we want to call it? Do we want to call it a company party? Do we want to call it a gathering? What do we want? It's not really. I don't really want it to be as formal as a company party because that has such a negative
Fellowship.
connotation. Fellowship.
That makes it sound like we're church.
What do you think would be
Token.
What's that, Brooke?
It's just like an annual party.
Annual?
Annual.
Do we have to do it every November?
Well, it'd be our first get together.
So
Meet and greet. Meet, eat, and greet.
It's the first annual Nerd Swarm.
How do you like that? Meet, eat, and greet.
Meet and greet.
Mead?
So
That was
alcohol has
yesterday's
been
game.
decided.
That was yesterday's game. You saw what ended up with that.
I was so close to not eating the food at all.
I know.
was,
I saw that. I saw that. It would probably not have done you any good.
I probably wouldn't, but
You would have at least, yeah. You were.
It was
Your
the drink.
instincts were right.
River thinks that she wants to trust people. It's just like
Betrayed.
no.
Betrayed. Trust no one.
Time.
It won't always be that way, but yeah, it's not as bad in this case. This particular situation, you guys will be. Okay.
I figured.
Yeah, I mean, unless you guys lie. There's a nice empty well waiting.
How do we know it's empty? I'm sure there's bodies.
Yeah, it
out
may
there.
not actually be empty, but
I need to
anyway.
review my backstory. And stuff.
Yeah, to see how you would respect. Yes.
'Cause I need to.
Okay, so Brooke, let's go ahead and start planning that.
Okay.
Ping Adam if you have his email, because it's his
Maybe.
wife who was really excited about organizing this, so she can probably help
Okay.
you with some of that work. Sarah is she's the one helping Katie and I run the weekly Saturday Sign Language group. Oh, and that's something we should mention. I mean, we run Saturday Sign Language groups from 4 to 6 at the Garland Rocket Bakery. I always forget to mention that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. Big advocate for the deaf community.
Any progress on a deaf GM?
A little bit, yes. Now that I'm back in town, I got to follow up on a few. I do have several applications for that, so I don't know how realistic they are. But we'll see. What's that look, Brooke?
Are you laughing?
My boyfriend's being a turd is
Oh,
what that look is.
Okay, all right. So I guess if that's everything, we'll let you go, so you can be a turd in
So you
private.
can clean up the turd.
Thank you very much,
He's
Brooke.
making me dinner. I really shouldn't.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Good night,
Bye.
dream well.
All right, and then I'm going to stop the stream and then restart it, just for those of us who are watching, which are a few, not many, but a
I'm
few.
pretty sure it was 0.
No, we have 3.
Oh, when I checked it was 0.
That is zero.
We got 3. Well, you actually, I don't think you can actually tell exactly how many, but so I'm going to stop the stream and
That's
then we'll
me.
start it back up because then we're going to be focusing on our game theory discussion and gaming discussion. So hang tight there, Brandon.